for romance in people and depth and love and conviction. I'm a complete romantic. I'm an absolute, the poster child for the Cinderella complex. Where this comes from, I don't know exactly.
La femme idéale, c'est une question de choix. Elle est, pour moi, il faut qu'elle ait un tempérament. Il faut qu'elle s'assume, qu'elle ait un tempérament, qui est prête à donner beaucoup pour moi et pour son entourage, qu'il soit gentil. Je peux pas vous dire belle parce que quand elle a ces atouts-là, automatiquement, elle est belle. Elle est belle.
My ideal actor these days, my current lust would be Russell Crowe. He has this quality that is just raw testosterone. I find that I find men, the men that I'm accustomed to meeting in this city, I find that they don't have a lot of depth. They do, but not the type of depth that I'm in search of or in need of.
Pour moi, quand on dit un bel amant, ce n'est pas que sexuellement. C'est, comme je vous disais tout à l'heure, c'est physique, c'est moral, c'est plein de jeux de regard. C'est toucher la personne d'abord au cœur, puis à la tête, au moral, lui faire... parce que c'est ça le moteur. Je pense que le moteur, c'est le cerveau, Et je pense que le français est un beau parleur. Et quand il se sent bien avec quelqu'un, il fera tout pour lui plaire à chaque fois.
I personally find it very frustrating because I'm, what I've discovered about myself even, I think I've always been like this, but especially recently I've discovered that I'm a horrible, horrible romantic, and I'm looking for a depth in people, and I've been very fortunate. I've found a great deal of that in my friends, and I've got some very close friends that I've found here in Los Angeles. But in a very general sense, there are a lot of people who are really scratching the surface and very unhappy. I don't understand why it happens. I search for romance in people and depth and love and conviction. And I'm desperate to find that.
Qu'est-ce qu'elle cherche? La sincérité, je pense. La sincérité. Qu'est-ce qu'elle cherche? La sincérité. L'amour. L'amour, mais pas les mots. La manière d'être, la manière d'agir, les regards.
I certainly know what I'm looking for in someone, and it doesn't come in the form of a particular face or shape or body type or anything like that exists physically. Hey, baby. It exists within. It doesn't have to be the particularly the most beautiful face in the room. I really couldn't care less about that, although it's nice.
Elle ne cherche plus la sécurité, parce qu'elle peut elle peut l'avoir toute seule. Donc maintenant, elle cherche plus, on va dire, une partie complémentaire pour lui permettre de vivre heureuse. Dans sa vie active, elle peut être heureuse. Maintenant, elle cherchera un homme pour combler les à côté et équilibrer un petit peu sa vie morale, physique et sexuelle.
the notion of intimacy in our society today is that people take their clothes off and go and make love, where the true meaning of intimacy is that there is a bond that is so deep, so mysterious, that it is difficult to describe or to understand. But when people do experience it, it's so special, it's so unique, so powerful, so overwhelming, that they will be willing to do anything to be intimate with that other person. They break all the taboos, they break all the barriers, and they reach out for that person because that chemistry is so strong, it's so powerful. And very few people ever experience that. Very few people come to me and tell me that they married a person like that. And what is it that we can experience such a beautiful, wonderful, overwhelming feeling of intimacy, of this super-connectedness that is so deep, so powerful, that really bonds people together, doesn't let them come apart, when so few people experience it?
Le sexe, c'est la nature, c'est intérieur. C'est des pulsions intérieures qui font que c'est plus fort. C'est plus le cerveau, c'est les pulsions intérieures qui dirigent et on ne peut rien faire contre ça. Enfin, moi, je ne peux rien faire contre ça.
People seem to be in search of a quick hit. Quick intimacy. They make a decision in a moment, oh, I think I'll date this person. And there doesn't seem to be a lot of depth to that. And then as soon as you turn around, they're gone. And, how many times can you continue to trust and remain open with an open heart and an open mind, before this type of behavior and this type of callousness damages you? I see it around me consistently, and it doesn't seem to be very popular to stay with a relationship through the good times and the bad. As long as everything's all good, everybody just hangs right in there, week or two, whatever it may be. But as soon as you've got somebody taking out the trash, they're gone. I don't know.
I know so many people who are suffering in their hearts and in their lives because they haven't been able to find the real thing. They have a good thing, they have a medium thing, they have an okay thing, but it's not the real thing. And the real thing cannot come just because you found a soulmate. That's a beautiful concept, and I believe in it completely, but soulmates are anyone that has a significant impact on your life.
There's so much to choose from. There are so many beautiful women. I mean, you can have a problem with one beautiful woman and walk around the corner and there's another one. So it's very easy to jump and not create anything stable or worthwhile. And I yearn for that kind of thing. For somebody to see past maybe, that my face is kind of pretty or my body is curvy and pretty, and maybe hang around and, argue for a while and then make up. That would be kind of cool.
Think about how people find each other. What is it that a woman needs to experience in order to discover that special intimacy, or a man? The most profound thing that I've realized from, the clients that I've worked with over the years is that when their father, for the women, loved them, nurtured them, was affectionate, caring, they would grow up with that ability, that deep inner knowledge of something, and they would be able to become intimate. They would be able to explore that and search for it. And the same is with men. If they had a good nurturing relationship with their mother and father, and they were affectionate and open with their children, then what happens is that the man is able to remain sensitive and connected to the woman. He's not putting up barriers and walls and facades, nor does the woman, if she has been prepared in the right way, creating fears and walls or obstacles to the man. But she builds bridges and invites him, the same way that the man becomes the hero and says, well, let me take you somewhere. That is a very rare pleasure.
Women have become so independent that they've almost developed a masculine state. They've had to become so strong and live on their own and pay their own bills and develop their own careers. And Mama's bringing home the bacon and frying it up in a pan. And I think that men have somewhat lost their purpose or their role in society. A lot of the women that I know, frankly, are more masculine than a lot of the men that I know. And that so saddens me because I'm such an enormous fan of testosterone.
One of the things that our world needs more is that openness, the receptiveness. And the biggest reason that people are not there is for fear, stress. And as people become aware that stress and fear and anger are just a radar warning us to say, hey, protect yourself. But they're not there to dominate our lives. That what happens is people are able to overcome that fear, to be courageous, to be fearless, to be confident, to search for the happiness, to go and take the risks that are necessary sometimes to find true happiness.
I would like a man in my life to play the role of a man, and the lines are so blurred. Generally speaking, from the people that I'm in, that are in within my world, the women, most of them are just as masculine as the men that I know. And I don't know how that happened or why it happened.
And only when people learn how to relax and let go do they become able to overcome the fear and start approaching, searching for the possibility of finding that true love, finding a soulmate, finding and exploring the deepest intimate connections, which is a risk. It's a danger. Yeah, people get hurt. But you know what? I haven't met anyone whose broken heart didn't mend, whose lost relationship was the last one they ever had.
Et au bout d'un moment, à force de se titiller le cerveau, le cœur, on va être tellement proche que au moment où on passera à l'acte, ce sera hyper intense, intérieur, et ce sera, je pense, très bien ressenti pour les deux personnes.
To really succeed succeed in a relationship, you must be willing to surrender. And that's something that most people are unwilling to do. And surrender isn't compromise, it's surrender. It's going completely in the direction of your partner and saying, because I love him, I'll do this for them. Even though I hate the idea, I won't let on to it.
I've never really found a great deal of cattiness or, even when it comes to auditioning. If I'm up for something and I don't get it, I'll call all my girlfriends and tell them to get themselves an audition somehow. If I don't get it, at least one of them might. And I find a great deal of generosity in that capacity. But I don't find that people give a lot to each other, especially romantically. Or, God, it's almost as if romance and love has just been lost in this beautiful, beautiful city of Los Angeles that we have.
The story from Hollywood is not the one that is going to bring people closer together. It's always the me, me, me society.
Ce ne sera pas une question de temps, une question de qualité. Ça sera une question de forme, une question de forme, une question d'odeur. Ce ne sera pas spécialement l'acte en lui-même. Il y aura des caresses, pendant ces caresses, il y aura un regard, il y aura, même pendant l'acte, pendant l'acte, il y aura des petites caresses, des petits bisous, des paroles.
It's so important for people to be willing to surrender, to give to each other, to say, I love that person so much, I'm willing to go against myself just to make them happy. And that's not the message from Hollywood or the media. That's not the message from the people who control the entertainment industry.
Je ne travaille pas cette chose, je la vis comme ça. C'est un peu un jeu à la base pour séduire, mais une fois qu'on est dans ce jeu, on y va, mais intérieurement.
The two most prominent things that people look up to is materialistic fame. And that takes away from each individual's capacity to search for that intimacy and share and be willing to explore things that are not materialistic, that are not have anything to do with fame, but rather intimacy is the opposite direction.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I certainly have had my share of love and relationships. I just can't seem to find the depth that I'm looking for.
Et arrivé à ce moment-là, on est très rarement déçu. Je parle pour l'homme. Après que ça dure, une question de temps, c'est pas le problème. Ça peut durer un quart d'heure, ça peut durer une demi-heure, ça peut durer une heure. C'est pas là le terme du bon amant. Donc pour moi, le français n'est pas spécialement un homme très bien au lit. C'est qu'il y a un tout. Il est bien avant, pendant, je ne peux pas parce que je n'ai pas cette prétention, et après.
Makes me sad. I find myself going through life predominantly alone. My best friend is my dog. Got a beautiful collie wandering around here somewhere.
Moi, en tant que moi, je suis plein de caresses après. Après, j'aime sentir cette personne contre moi, j'aime la caresser, lui parler tendrement. Et pas spécialement, une fois que j'ai fini, m'allumer une cigarette, ou alors me lever, lui faire un café, non.
It's going to explore your own soul and say, who am I? What do I want? What do I need? What do I search for? And when you ask that, you basically begin to look for the answers. And that search is what matters. The answers may or may not come, but it's your search that will help you find fulfillment in life.
But I would really like to have a family. I think I would be very good at that.
Donc pour moi, le français peut-être, par fierté, je vous dirais oui, par fierté, mais pour rigoler. Mais sinon, je pense que chaque pays, chaque homme, chaque religion a ses coutumes, a ses manières de faire. Et je pense que si tous les gens s'aiment sur cette terre, c'est que chacun y fait bien de son côté.
I really want to live. I'm looking to live. I want to do everything in life. I don't really believe in divorce. When I do eventually wind up with someone, I would stick with it through thick and thin. And
C'est la vie. C'est la vie et je pense que dans chaque pays, chaque pays a son attitude différente avec la personne justement.
What Hollywood and much of our society offers is the opposite. Don't search. Get it prepackaged, buy it for $6 you know. It's just not the same thing. And the further we are pushed away from that intimacy, that personal level of life, the harder it is for anyone to find the real thing.
as far as love and relationships, I can't seem to find the depth of purpose that I seek. I have so much life in me. I'm so alive. And I can't, today, anyway, I'm finding it difficult to channel my energy in a way that will satisfy me. I'm hungry. I'm hungry for life, for love, for success, for emotion and passion and richness and warmth and honesty and integrity and loyalty and the good things that life has to offer.
La femme idéale, on la croise tous les jours, dans tous les coins de rue, sauf qu'on n'a pas le temps de l'aborder. Mais le monde est fait de femmes idéales. Voilà.